All right. Well, we're joined by Avigate Legister, who is my cousin. And if you hear background music, it's just my son crying in the background. So ignore that. Carla, thanks so much for making time. Yes, your nickname is Carla, but your real name is Avigate Legister. And you are a nurse practitioner who is heading to Jamaica. And you did your own fundraiser following Hurricane Melissa to come up with different ways to help out. So tell me about the fundraiser and how it's going.
Yes, I'm very grateful for the response from the community. So it really started because when the Hurricane Melissa occurred, I got a lot of outreach from different not only family members but friends, colleagues asking how my family members in Jamaica were doing, and they were asking me how can they donate actually, or how could they make a difference. And that's when it really hit me that yes, we can always share with the organization, but we're from such a rural area in St. Elizabeth, Burnt Savannah, and I wanted to really hit that specific area to make a difference in any way that I can. And so instead of routing my colleagues and friends who are reaching out to these organizations, I decided to make it a little bit more personal, and that's what prompted me to create the GoFundMe, actually. Um, and then the responses from the healthcare providers that I work with, and that includes the doctors, specifically neurosurgeons and the other neurosurgery APPs, neurology APPs. I work with the neurologists I work with. They have really responded in an overwhelming way, and I'm just truly grateful. And just knowing that my community supports us in as Jamaicans in the US, especially just the fact that we've been here some time, but and we're of course US citizens, but I really I just can't express how happy I am with what I'm seeing, to know that people can have the kind heart and compassion that they do. Um, and that was just a reminder of that during this time.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you and the work that you're doing. Congratulations on the success of your campaign. So what will you do once you go down? You plan on going down sometime at the end of the month. We won't disclose the exact date, but sometime at the end of the month.
Yes, I will go down sometime of the month, end of the month. And a shout out to my aunt, Monique Dunkley. She did a great job at coordinating everything. She goes back and forth to Jamaica a lot more than I do. She's more in tune with the community that we're from in Burnt Savannah. And she has a house that she keeps up with, my grandmother's house, which is now her house.
Mhm.
May my grandmother rest in peace. And so she came up with the plan together with myself to that we'll stay at the house because it didn't have much damage. And that way we can create an outreach system where we go down, we will go to wholesale supply store in Kingston in the city because it didn't get damaged as much, and they are getting an influx of resources um that are provided in the relief fund. And so we'll go shopping in Kingston, and then we'll drive down to Burnt Savannah, and then we'll kind of just do basically outreach, like I was saying, provide the community. They can walk up, or we can deliver bags of whatever is needed for a relief style um donations to locals and other family members, and just checking in, make sure everyone's okay. I also plan on responding to Black River Hospital's reach for national support for medical staff personnel. And so, being that I'm a nurse practitioner, I have bedside nursing experience. I was an ER nurse. And so technically that's like a first responder. And so yeah, I could provide those services. I don't think Jamaica really acknowledges nurse practitioners or the advanced practice providers, but I can definitely function in that role in that way. And so that's going to be my plan, to volunteer at least 1 or 2 days while I'm down there. Um, and so I like having a, an idea of itinerary of what we're gonna do to hit certain areas in the best way that we can spread the donation out just to provide support for the community.
I muted myself to keep out baby's voice, but just, what does this mean to you to be able to go down and give back after Melissa?
It means a tremendous amount to me. I was born in Jamaica, as I think maybe I've shared in the past in certain sites. I came here almost when I was 10 years. I spent the first decade of my life in Jamaica. Those are very primitive, impressionable years. I have nothing but great thoughts, and most of my time was in St. Elizabeth. I went to Santa Cruz Prep, and I spent a lot of time in Goshen as well. And there are so many different family members that contributed to raising me during this time and just taking me to places like the Kingdom Hall and even different set like Seventh-day Adventists. I have different religions in the family, so I explore and just being able to be a part of that network of people. It was definitely monumental when I was growing up, and even the local stores. And I mentioned this in one of my posts, but just KFC and juicy beef patties, all my favorite spots just completely destroyed, and just all the nostalgic points that I had when I would go back and visit is just completely ruined. It feels, I mean, it's heart-wrenching to know that your childhood home is destroyed and you may not be able to go back and just revisit those memories, you know? So I think that's what's kind of bothering me the most. My family members are safe and but they don't have good shelter. And so that's definitely still a concern. I hope that they don't fall ill because of the lack of resources that they have right now. And so these are all the thoughts that are going to my head while still having to function in an everyday role and go to work. So no, it's a very stressful time for all of us.
Yes, for sure. And I just want to shout out to our cousin Ian Watson, also known as Mark, who will be going down this weekend to help out with the efforts as well. Shout out to Mark. He's in
Yeah.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for helping out. And yeah, we're just trying to do whatever we can. The hardest part, it seems like right now, is with even with everyone collecting goods to be donated, the shipping, the shipping,
Absolutely.
the sh-
Absolutely.
logistically, how do you get it to these rural areas?
Right. Right.
So what I'm struggling with right now is reaching people directly who can help. I really want to make sure that my efforts aren't imaginary. I want to focus on providing real help. So thank you for, being a point of contact as well, that where I can know that the efforts are real. So
Absolutely. You want
yeah.
to see that whatever you're putting into your foundation or your donation, that it's actually serving the purpose that you want it to. And that can be hard. That can, I mean, we want to know, and with these organizations, it's not going to get lost. But I think when you're putting it into action yourself, it definitely feels a little bit more real.
Our grandparents' home had major
Yeah.
roof damage. Uh, my mom is trying to figure that part to help out with fixing the roof, and our uncle was displaced as a result of that because he was staying
Yeah.
at that home in Burt Savannah, closer to Black River. So, yeah, any little bit helps out. I'm glad to see everybody helping out any way that they can, and really praying for Jamaica. It's really unfortunate and heartbreaking that our little baby won't be able to see the home the way we saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hopefully Jamaica will come back stronger after this.
Yes, I'm really praying about that. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of funding, but the amount of response and outreach from multiple different countries and the US. It's just, it's been really touching. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Carla. We really appreciate it. You're the best.
You're the best. Thank you. Bye. Have a good evening.